Good morning, July 3rd. We have ourselves a small slate today. Just a quick intro for the day here. What we're going to do is we're going to go over every single game from game 1 through to game 10. Then we're going to look at the batters from a top-down perspective, look at who are the best batters. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching this on Twitch, welcome to the chat. I appreciate you all for being here. The tool that I'm using right here on the screen is called rudebets.com. You can see it at the bottom. You can get 25% off right now using code RUDE. I highly recommend you guys come join the site. It is one of the best research tools you possibly can have because it is one of the only research tools that gives you probabilities for every single event so you can find value in the odds and in the lines. That is the only way you're going to win sports betting long term is by finding value within the lines. And if you have probabilities that are being modeled in the same way that Vegas models their games, then you can find where Vegas is trying to take advantage of people and where they're not. So come join the site right now if you haven't. All right? Come join the site if you haven't. You also get access then to the Discord. We have a great community. We post plays together, a bunch of people that post plays. I post plays. We have about 4 different analysts that are using the site and posting their plays too. It's a great community, so come join that. And yeah, there's unlimited options on this site for you to figure out what you want to do for your MLB journey. So, all right, let's get into it. Game 1, Minnesota Twins, Miami Marlins. Man, what was yesterday, though? Before I get into it, what was yesterday? Let me just pull up the MLB home run bot real quick. MLB home run bot. Y'all ready for this? Ketel Marte. So we talked about him on the stream. Let me just make this bigger so we can see it better. I just want to recap yesterday real quick. So, Ketel Marte, yes, we talked about him. Randy Arozarena, no, we didn't. That's random. Alec Thomas, plus 1250, insane. Austin Slater, plus 725, insane. Pages, we said anybody on the Dodgers. Will Smith, we called him out with a 10 out of 10 matchup yesterday. He hit one. Soler, I don't think he was in the lineup when we went over it on stream. He got added in later. So that's another reason to join the site because guys do get added into the site as lineups change. Yastrzemski, 525. Judge with a 225. Davis Schneider, random, 2 home runs yesterday. Profar in his first game back. Seager, we talked about him as well as the best option for the Rangers. Matt Olson, plus 290 with a grand slam. Moniak at 625. John Murphy, he was not in the lineup. He got added in later. Shea Whitcomb, who? Marcus Semien, we did actually talk about him, but I said that he was negative expected value, which he was. David Fry wasn't in the lineup. Encarnacion Strand wasn't in the lineup. Jackson Chourio, wow, plus 675. Yelich, plus 625. Some insane home run odds yesterday. Some of these, like a lot of the guys that were hitting it were just insane odds. I think there's even like a Sal Frelick and this Joey Ortiz. Let me see. I want to find those. Those are hilarious. Isaac Collins, 1150. Joey Ortiz, 1150. Sal Frelick, 1200. Insane. Some really heavy odds yesterday for the home runs. Incredible. All right, let's just go dual screen for a second here. We're going to go dual screen here for a little bit, actually, while we look into these games. I think it'll be good to go dual screen. Yeah. Okay. Game 1, Twins Marlins. Let's jump into this real quick. You took Carlos Santana and Corey Seager and Marte 3-leg. I'm guessing Santana didn't hit. I didn't see his name on there. Money line for this game, Twins 52% chance. Right now, Twins are about minus. I guess you can get them for minus 102 on Profit X, but other than that, as you can see here, plus 109 for the Marlins. I mean, I don't really think there's a ton of value in this game. The line is essentially a 50-50. We have it as essentially a 50-50 as well, so not a ton of value on the money line in this game for either team on the Marlins or the Twins. But David Festa versus Yuri Perez. So Perez doesn't really give up home runs. He's been really good about that. We talked about it in his last start. We're not going to take guys against Perez for home runs because he hasn't given up home runs. He hit? Oh, so you cashed yesterday. Was that a home run play, Aaron? If so, nice. Buxton, I think, looks good for general props today. So if you're looking at hits, runs, and RBIs here, let me just pull it up. Hits, runs, and RBIs, I think Byron Buxton here, over 1.5, minus 150. That's pretty good. If we go here, I'll show you exactly what I mean by being able to see value on this site. So you scroll down, you click on someone's name, right, on Rude Bets. You scroll down to the bottom here with all these projections, and you can see their entire projection sheet that we have for every different category. But hits, runs, and RBIs is what we're looking at for Buxton. We put his line at 1.5. We have him with a 76% chance to clear that line. So insane value on Buxton at 1.5. If his line ends up bumping to 2.5, well, now it's going to be probably around a -110 for fair value. I wouldn't be surprised if that bumps. It is already sitting at -160. You don't really see it go much more than that on hits, runs, and RBIs before it does bump up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see that. But Buxton here, you can see these probabilities by changing it. It's great value. He has a favorable matchup against Perez with a 7.08 out of 10 rating. Mainly that's coming from the fastball, being really good against the fastball. So yeah, I think Buxton's a really good option today for hits, runs, and RBIs and general props. The rest of the team on the Marlins or the Twins, though, they don't really match up too well here against Yuri Perez. So I can't say that I love those guys. On the other side, the Marlins, they've been red hot. We called them out yesterday. I said Kyle Stowers was good value at +600. He hit a home run. He was the one guy that I said was worth taking for the Marlins for a home run, and he was the only guy that hit a home run yesterday on the Marlins. And I think he's the only run they scored. Anyways, today, if we look at the home run odds, Kyle Stowers, we have him at +456. He's been a red-hot bat. Yeah, at +530, that's Pinnacle. You can't get that. On DraftKings, he's +475. He's not as good a value today. He's pretty fair value. His pitch mix is solid at 6.77 against Festa. Augustine Ramirez as well. +380 I wouldn't take. Look at how bad DraftKings line is compared to everybody else. +620 on Profit X, though, isn't terrible for Augustine Ramirez if you want to take him as a straight. But really, those are the two guys that I would target for home run today. Would be Augustine Ramirez or Kyle Stowers. I think both of them look pretty solid for general props if you want to take them for a hit or something as well. Dane Myers could be okay, but he's at the bottom of the order, so I don't love it. Not for a home run, but for general props. But if we look at the probabilities here, Kyle Stowers is probably the best value play here. He is fair value at 18%, sitting at +475 odds. So that would be the only real option here. Festa does give up home runs to lefties. Jesus Sanchez, what about him? He's just been so ice cold this year. If we were to expand his data and look at him versus righties for like the last few years, maybe Jesus Sanchez would look good. I personally don't like looking at those zoomed out lenses for batters because, like you can see, year over year, he's completely different. Last year, Jesus Sanchez probably was a really good option for a home run in this game. This year, he's really struggling against a fastball. He's struggling against a slider. Those are two of the main pitches, and then he's also struggling against a changeup. So he struggles against all three of the pitches that David Festa throws. He could be an okay option. Let's see what his odds are here on the right side. +450. I mean, I just don't think Jesus Sanchez has done anything this year to deserve a +450 line. But, I mean, David Festa gives up homers to lefties, so he could be an okay option as well if you think Kyle Stowers is not going to go back-to-back games. He would be the other lefty to take today, for sure. He would be the other lefty to take, but his pitch mix is low, and he just hasn't done anything yet. But, I mean, I could see it. The data just doesn't support it. So, the data just doesn't support it right now. If Sanchez was at like 675 or 700, yeah, he'd be a good option, but he's too good of a power hitter in his career to get those lines. So they're just scamming you on Sanchez lines. If we look at yeah, it's just not worth it. He doesn't hit a home run enough, but he could hit one today. I wouldn't be surprised. But that's really it for Game 1. Game 2, Astros-Rockies. So Astros-Rockies here. No lines on FanDuel. I guess we have... Oh. Wait, what? Why are Twins Marlins... Sorry, this is bugging. There we go. Okay. Brandon Walter. TTV Millennium. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Do you like anyone from the Twins? Nah, I just like Buxton for hits, runs, and RBIs. Yuri Perez has not given up a home run yet this year, so data just doesn't support it. But in this matchup, Brandon Walter versus Kyle Freeland, great home run weather. It's obviously in Colorado, so odds are going to be juiced. You're going to see over here, for a lot of guys, the odds are going to be juiced. But there are some good value plays. For example, Isaac Paredes today at +390. I think that's a really good option. Once again, he actually did pretty well against a lefty yesterday in terms of hits. His batting average jumped from like 176 to 205 versus lefties. He had 2 hits on a lefty yesterday. He still is a great power threat versus left-handed pitching. Against Kyle Freeland, he beats him on the fastball and he beats him on the slider. He loses to him on the cutter. He beats him on the curveball. And then he doesn't really throw a changeup enough, but he does beat him on the changeup. So 4 out of the 5 pitches that Kyle Freeland throws, Paredes beats him on. 6.57 favorable matchup. 21% chance at a home run. That's plus 376 fair value. His odds are plus 390 on FanDuel right now. I think Paredes, as you can see right here, I think Paredes is a good option today for a home run in this game. He's also going to be hitting leadoff, so he's going to have probably 5 at-bats today if we get lucky. If they can really hit around the order, he'll get 5 at-bats. So it's a lot of options or a lot of opportunities for a home run play plus 390. That's why I really like to take guys at the top of the order because you get just more at-bats. So later on in the game, if he hasn't hit one yet, instead of taking a guy down here who might only get 3 at-bats, you're going to get a guy at the top who maybe gets at a minimum 4, maybe 5. So Altuve, his batting average versus lefties this year has been atrocious as well. He did pretty well yesterday. His power numbers versus lefties aren't really there to justify a plus 460 line. He should be plus 550, and then I'd be interested. Yainer Diaz could be another good option today at plus 420. I do like that. 4.14 on the pitch mix, but 3 home runs. That's not that great. 3 home runs and 52 at-bats. It's, decent ratio there. Good batting average versus left-handed pitching. Only 1.60 total bases per hit, but he could be okay. For just a hit today, I do think Yainer Diaz looks pretty good. He'd be the first guy on this list that I would take for a hit today. Cam Smith for a hit today also is a really good play today, or hits, runs, and RBIs, or a home run. Cam Smith for any general prop today looks really, really solid. 5.82 on the pitch mix, which is neutral. It's really close to being favorable. 2.15 total bases per hit versus lefties. A home run in 10% of his at-bats. He strikes out a ton versus lefties, though. But his batting average, 289 versus left-handed pitching. He should definitely be good for a hit today, and probably even hits, runs, and RBIs again, just like he was yesterday. So Cam Smith, if you're going the home run route, not a bad option, especially when they're giving you him at plus 520. Yesterday, I'm pretty sure Cam Smith almost hit one yesterday, too. I know we had him on the 1 to 1,000. I'm pretty certain that he was. I just want to verify that. My God, there were so many games yesterday. It's like impossible to find a game. Okay, Houston, let's go to Cam Smith here. He had 3 singles, flat out to center. Yep, 394 feet to the wall. So he did hit one to the wall yesterday against Gomber, and then also he flat out to right at 344 feet, also to the wall. So he hit 2 balls to the wall yesterday when we had him on the slip. So he should have cashed. He was that close. I mean, you don't get much closer than that on 2 different at-bats, and then he went and hit 3 singles. So I love Cam Smith today as well again. I think he's a great option for anything. Jake Myers should be pretty good today, too, for general props. If you're looking for a guy for hits, just to get 1 hit, Jake Myers is a good option there. And then Caratini, he's probably DHing today. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. He's in the projected lineup. He has a lineup on DraftKings. Can't really touch him until he's confirmed in the lineup, though. If he is, his splits versus lefties are insane. 3 total bases per hit, 3 homers, and only 18 at-bats. Really small sample size. But in the small sample size, dominates lefties. But you have to wait and see if he's actually going to play today. For the Rockies, Jordan Beck looks really good today. Plus 450 for a home run. Very good value. Jordan Beck, 333 versus lefties. Jordan Beck definitely is a great option today for hits or hits, runs, and RBIs. He should get on base probably more than once. Probably gets driven in. Has a solid 23% chance at a home run. I really like Jordan Beck today. And then Hunter Goodman for a home run also is a good option at plus 330. It's a little bit negative value, but it's like 1%. It's not really that bad. So Hunter Goodman also could be a good home run option on this side. General props, though, really, it's kind of looking like, just based on these pitch mixes, I guess Ryan Ritter or Tyler Freeman, but those guys are really random. I don't know that I would take them. Jordan Beck would be a really good option, though, today to throw on any slip for hits, runs, and RBIs or for a hit today. On the money line, Astros minus 349 is the fair value that I have assigned. Let's see what their money line is. All right. I think we broke the site. There we go. Errors occurred. Okay, minus 200. It's minus 200. There it is. Minus 200. So, minus 200 is not terrible for the Astros today on the money line if you're trying to throw that in into like a multi-leg or something. I really don't hate it. It's not bad value. They should win this game. So, yeah, really, it's there's a lot of good options on the Astros today for home runs or for hits, runs, and RBIs, like these two right here, and Jake Myers as well. So, and then Jordan Beck. Game 3, Tigers Nationals. So now we're getting into the evening games. I'll tell you right now, it's really hard when you're making parlays to take guys on a morning game that are paired with guys on the evening games, just because if the morning guys don't hit their legs, then your whole slip is chalked for the rest of the day, and it ended too early. Although there are some guys in good spots, so it's hard to ignore that. But yeah, I always get a little wary doing that, and you can see on the 1-to-1000 we have done that with Isaac Paredes today. So going to be a little bit sketchy. We got to get through that first game. But yeah, Tigers Nationals, one of the best options across the entire board for everything today is Riley Green. Against Jake Irvin, Riley Green. Irvin throws a lot of meatballs. Riley Green's red hot right now. He dominates against right-handed pitching, hitting .322 versus righties. He's 2 for 4 versus Irvin. 20 home runs against righties. 95% of his home runs come against righties. He does have a 31% strikeout rate, which is a little high, but 2.01 total bases per hit. He's pretty neutral against him on the fastball. Secondary pitch here, though, the curveball. He 4 runs above average against curveball. Riley Green mashes curveballs. 7.33 matchup versus Jake Irvin today. I love Riley Green for any of these props. All of them. All of them. So if we go and we look at his like hits, runs, and RBIs, for example, for Riley Green, he's sitting probably at 2.5 if I had to guess. Oh, he's at 2.5 plus 105. I still think that's a good play. I think minus 156 is fair value for him at 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI, or 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Outstanding for a home run today for Riley Green at plus 330. We got him on the, maybe it's plus 310 now. Yeah, plus 310. Outstanding value for him there at plus 310, honestly. Riley Green, you could take him for hits, runs, and RBIs, total bases, home run, whatever you want. I really like Riley Green today. Even a strikeout. But yeah, Riley Green's probably one of my top 3 favorite batters of the day today. Colt Keith matches up all right. I think he's okay for a hit today. Gleyber Torres as well, good for a hit or hits, runs, and RBIs. Wenceel Perez, probably good again today for I'd probably stay away from Wenceel today. Torkelson does have a good pitch mix, although he's not that good against righties. His home run value of plus 400 is a little negative expected. I don't love it, but he would be the second option behind Green today for a home run. What about Parker Meadows? Parker Meadows, 1.34 on the pitch mix. Pretty tough. Only 1.72 batting average versus right-handed pitching. 9% chance at a home run. Projected to get under a hit today. So yeah, Parker Meadows, these numbers, his total bases per hit are good, but 1.72 batting average versus righties is really, really rough. And then on the pitch mix, he gets dominated. Very tough pitch mix for him today. Javi Baez is okay today for a hit as well. On the other side, Dietrich Enns, this is tough. This is very tough. So Dietrich Enns has only played 1 game in the MLB, and he was really good. So we have no data for Dietrich Enns. So everyone's going to be a 0 pitch mix because Dietrich Enns. Let's look at what he did in that 1 game again. Yeah, zeros across the board. So he gave up. He pitched 5 innings. He gave up 1 hit, no runs, no home runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. He only gave up 1 hit. He had one guy that got a hit. No runs given up. Only 0.6 whip. Like, we don't have enough data for the Nationals today against Dietrich Wood to really be confident in how they're going to look. We can look at some of their splits versus lefties and see from there. James Wood versus lefties, for example. You asked about James Wood, 1.84 total bases per hit. Pretty high strikeout rate at 30%. 7 homers and 111 at bats. The problem is these runs above average for Dietrich Enns are just skewed because he's only got 1 game worth of data. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. In 2017, in 2021, we do have some other data points from him. Those are really old. I'm not going to be looking at a guy's stats from 8 years ago. So yeah, pretty tough overall to really gauge how the Nationals are going to look today. But the Tigers look really good, so you can really focus in on the Tigers today. But yeah, just not enough data to really say anything confident about the Nats offense. How do you feel about Michael Toglia? I feel like he's a strikeout legend. Toglia 5.4 on the matchup. Nothing that stands out. He probably strikes out at least once today. Yeah, he just doesn't really stand out too much against Walter. Nothing crazy for Toglia. Game 4, Yankees Blue Jays. So, pretty heavy favorite for the Yankees today. Minus 155 is what I have their fair value at. On the money line today, they are sitting at minus 131. That's not a bad play. Clark Schmidt versus Chris Bassett. I think the Yankees can get this one done, even though they've been playing pretty bad. Offense went really well yesterday, but I think they still lost that game, right? Yeah, they still lost that game. They blew it. So, pretty incredible. They scored 9 runs and lost. I do think the Yankees win this game today, and I think at minus 120, it's good value though. So it's worth taking a look at if you're looking for a money line play. I think Yankees minus 120 is not bad. If we look at the Yankees to start, Grisham with a 6.44 out of 10 rating is not bad today. Plus 480 for a home run is good value. Judge 10 out of 10 rating today. Plus 200, plus 220. I mean, for Judge, those are actually favorable odds. I have his fair value at about plus 300. I don't know that I would take him for a home run today, but he does look good for general props. You could honestly take him for like a double. That could be better than taking him for a home run, realistically. They happen about as frequent as each other, and the odds are about 2 times the value. You get him for a double at around plus 300, plus 400. So, might be worth looking at that. Him for RBIs today could be good. I have him producing almost an RBI, which is really good. 0.86 RBIs is very high, so Judge to record an RBI could be good. Judge for 2 hits could be a good play today. He does have a 10 out of 10 matchup. Judge for a walk could be good today even. So there's a lot of other options that I would look at for Judge outside of him for a home run, just because his odds are never really fair value on that side. Bellinger, 3.7, not a great pitch mix. He could be okay for a hit today, but Goldschmidt as well. I don't really take Goldschmidt versus righties. He's more of a guy you take versus lefties in general. Jazz, once again, for a home run today, could be an okay option at plus 475. It's not bad value. So Trent and Jazz are decent value for a home run today on the Yankees. Volpe, nothing really for Volpe, nothing really for Austin Wells, nothing really for Jason Dominguez. Maybe for a hit with this batting average, but he's just buried at the bottom of the order. And then Peraza, nothing there either. So Judge for anything but a home run, and then Trent and Jazz could be good home run options or good general props options for Jazz and Trent. Trent being the main guy to take today for hits, runs, and RBIs or for a hit. On the other side, Clark Schmidt's been really good, man. I got him putting up 5 strikeouts on Toronto, who doesn't really strike out much at all. Tough matchups for Bichette and Barger. Really tough. Barger's a 0 out of 10 rating today. Let's see why. Because you know why. Clark Schmidt doesn't throw fastballs that much. He throws a lot of cutters. That's the thing, is you need to find a guy who's good at hitting cutters, and a lot of guys are not good at hitting cutters. Specifically, Barger's minus 1.45 runs above average, and he's also minus 2 runs above average against the curveball. So, Vladdy, tough day for Vladdy too. Alejandro Kirk, tough day for him too. Maybe him for a hit. But these pitch mixes are so bad, which also makes me think that the Yankees' money line is another really good play. The fact that these guys don't match up well on the pitch mix gives me even more confidence in saying that the Yankees will win this game, because these guys will have a really tough time attacking after Schmidt in those first 5 or 6 innings. So George Springer would be the best option here at a 4.38. He is 3 for 10 versus him with a home run. So yeah, I think George Springer's kind of the only guy to really focus on today. He is 2.83 runs above average versus the cutter. So George Springer would be that guy to take for props today on Toronto. But other than that, nothing really looking that great. Game 5, Brewers Mets. This is my team right here, the Brew Crew. Heartbreaker last night. Mizrowski finally got hit up. Really, it was just 2 pitches. A grand slam and then a home run, and that was kind of it. But on this one, I have the Mets with a 51% chance to win. Quintana versus David Peterson. Mets are a heavy favorite, so maybe the Brewers as an underdog is not a bad play today, just based on the value. At a 50-50 for plus 133, you're getting expected value in that play. Brewers against lefties. These guys don't match up too well against the pitch mix, but they've been hitting lefties pretty well. Churio's hitting 347, Frelick's 333, Durbin's 327, Tarank's 301. A lot of really good hitters versus lefties. Brewers are never a team you really take for home runs. We take Yelich every once in a while. We took him yesterday, and he hit one in that game that we chose him for game 2. It worked out. But But today, I don't really see much in terms of home runs for the Brew Crew against David Peterson. But there are some good guys for general props. I think Churio to get a hit's a good play today. I think Sal Frelick or Terang to get a hit today is also a good play. So that's really it for the Brew Crew. My guess is it's a low-scoring game, 7.25 total runs projected. On the other side against Quintana, some of these guys match up okay. Like Soto for general props today is good. He's really good against lefties at 298. I would take Soto for hits, runs, and RBIs today. Lindor also was red hot yesterday. He could be another good option for hits, runs, and RBIs today, but his pitch mix is a little low. And then Alonso for a hit is okay. His batting average versus lefties is really rough, but he's got a good pitch mix today. Overall, I'm expecting a lack of offense in this game, though, so I wouldn't be too keen to jump in on this one for player props outside of some of these guys for just a hit. Aaron Judge is plus 500 for a double. Like, that's way better value than a home run for something that's pretty equally likely in probability. So, yeah, Aaron Judge for a double is a much better option than a home run today, in my opinion, just based on the odds. Game 6, Angels-Braves. Angels-Braves, Game 6. Angels 56% chance to win. They are an underdog here as well. You could potentially look into taking that. Yesterday they got mashed. Really, it was just a grand slam, but if a team hits a grand slam, you probably lose the game. Soriano's been really good this year, though, and Bryce Elder is coming off of the worst start of his career, in my opinion. He got pulled in the, second inning last time he started, so he's cold. A lot of good pitch mixes here. He's known to give up some homers. Mike Trout looks good for a home run today. Taylor Ward looks good for a home run today. Ohapi and Adele look good for a home run today. I think for the value, Adele at plus 500 is the best option here today. 6.77 on the pitch mix is really good. Nito for general props looks good today. Shawano for general props looks good today. Mike Trout would really be home run or bust for me. Same with Taylor Ward. Ohapi's pitch mix is too low, so I probably wouldn't take him for anything today. But Adele for a home run today looks really good at plus 500. So these guys for general props, home run or bust for Trout and Adele. On the other side, the Braves against Soriano. Acuna does have a really good pitch mix rating. So I think Acuna for general props today is a really good play for either 2 hits or hits, runs, and RBIs. 3.38 runs above average against the fastball, which is most of the pitches he'll see. And then the secondary pitch, he's 7 runs above average, which is the curveball. So he dominates the pitch mix today with a 9.45 out of 10 rating. The one reason his probability is so low for a home run at plus 567 fair value is because Soriano's only given up like 3 home runs all year. So he doesn't give up a lot of home runs. He's a big ground ball pitcher, so not a lot of fly balls for Soriano. So Acuna doesn't really have a ton of value on a home run today. He would be the best option on this team to hit one. His odds right now are plus 400. Maybe if you boost that, it's not terrible, but yeah, I think Acuna is just someone I'd rather take today for hits or hits, runs, and RBIs. He'll look pretty good there. Matt Olson, low pitch mix rating. Austin Riley, pretty low. Everyone else, pretty low against Soriano. So, yeah, it's really just Acuna here on the Braves that looks really good for anything outside of a home run. So if you're building those hits, runs, and RBI slips or those one-hit slips, Acuna should be on it. Game 7, Guardians-Cubs. We just had a swap of pitchers in this game. So if you were looking at this one earlier, you probably saw Luis Ortiz starting for the Guardians. He has been swapped out for Joey Cantillo, going up against Cade Horton, so a righty versus a lefty. If we look at how these guys match up here against Cade Horton, looks pretty good. Jose Ramirez, 7.12, another really good guy for general props today. Carlos Santana, not great. Steven Kwan, 6.15, Manzardo, 5.64. These top 3 for general props today for hits, runs, and RBIs, all really solid. Jose and Steven Kwan for hits, runs, and RBIs would be 2 really good plays to take today. What the heck? Why is this? Sorry, the odds screener is bugging. All right. Jose Ramirez at plus 480 for a home run. He would be the best option. It's negative expected value. He doesn't hit enough home runs. Negative 10% weather here in the Chicago Cubs stadium as well. So in Wrigley Field, it's not great. But yeah, I think Kwan and Ramirez for general props is a really good play today. And then the other side against Cantillo, these guys are really only going to get one at bat. So if you're going to take Seiya Suzuki for a home run, you might as well just take him for the first plate appearance. If you're trying to get it off on Cantillo there. Plus 400, though, for a home run overall today. I think that's good value. That's exactly what I have him at. I think he's great for general props today. Same with Kyle Tucker. Both of these guys for hits, runs, and RBIs look really, really good. Pete Crow Armstrong as well could be a good play for hits, runs, and RBIs. Well, maybe not. Actually, I take that back. His pitch mix is good. His batting average is bad. He's really probably only going to get one at bat, though, versus Cantillo. So for PCA, it really depends on who comes in from the bullpen for the Guardians. So, because Cantillo's he's a relief pitcher. He's probably going to pitch 2, maybe 3 innings. So maybe he sees all these guys once, but that's about it. But Seiya looks great today. Kyle Tucker looks great today in that first at bat. And then I think that they should be able to carry that on against the bullpen stint that whatever comes in for the Guardians. On the money line here, 50-50, nothing really there. But yeah, Seiya for a home run's not a bad option today. And Kyle Tucker for general props. Game 8, Giants Dbacks. Game 8, Giants Dbacks. Robbie Ray versus Brandon Pfaadt. Okay, so pretty heavy that the Giants win this game on the money line. 173 is what we have it at there right now, minus 126. I think there's a ton of value on taking the Giants money line today. Pfaadt's been terrible. Robbie Ray's a good pitcher. So if we look at home run probability, Devers is number 1 here, plus 456 fair value. His odds are plus 350. It's slightly negative expected value for Devers today. Same with Elliot Ramos. He's sitting at, plus 500 is not terrible for Elliot Ramos for a home run today. But both of these guys for general props, for hits or hits, runs, and RBIs are really good options today. They match up extremely well against Pfaadt. Yastrzemski as well matches up pretty well for general props today. Willy Adames, a little bit low on the pitch mix. He hasn't really been hitting a ton of home runs. I could see him getting it together today, though. Against the pitch mix, he's good against the fastball. He's a little bit better, but probably would still fade. I don't know. I think really the options today are Devers and Ramos for hits, runs, and RBIs, or for a home run today as long shots. Devers' value on a home run, though, is just plus 350 is a little too low. On the other side, against Robbie Ray, Ketel Marte, he's okay today for general props. Eugenio Suarez is the best option here for a home run. 14% chance. His batting average versus lefties is really bad. 176, but he does 2.75 total bases per hit versus lefties. So he's another one of those guys who is a home run or bust guy. If you can get him at plus 425 on DraftKings, I don't mind it. It would be the best option for a home run today if anyone's going to hit one. But Eugenio Suarez is really a home run or bust guy today. He just does not hit well enough to take him for hits or hits, runs, and RBIs. Most of these guys don't match up that well against Robbie Ray, which is another good indicator for why Giants' money line is a good play. Their pitch mixes are all really low outside of Marte, who's neutral. So, yeah, another good data point for why I think that this minus 173 is a good number. Game 9, White Sox Dodgers. All right, White Sox Dodgers, Savali versus Dustin May. 2 meatball throwers, really. It's 2 meatball throwers, honestly. We do have the Dodgers winning this game, minus 134 only, though, on the money line. Their odds, not great. It's very similar to yesterday. Plus 290 or plus 233 for the White Sox. It's not, honestly, it might be worth a sprinkle. Yesterday we almost saw, I think the White Sox were like plus 300, and the Dodgers scored like 3 or 4 runs in the 9th inning to win the game. But they were about to lose that game. I think it's a very similar situation today where the Dodgers money line is just extremely overvalued at minus 295. That's a ridiculous line. So maybe worth taking. The Yerfie looks really good today. Yerfie looks outstanding. But maybe worth looking at White Sox on the money line if you want to get really, really risky with it. But if we look at the pitch mixes versus Dustin May here, Tauchman, not great. Maydroth is okay for like a hit today. The thing is, Dustin May gives up a lot of hits, so these guys could be good for hits. Tauchman, though, with the pitch mix, I don't love it. Batting average is pretty solid, but they don't match up, so I probably wouldn't take him. Maydroth is okay. Benintendi, I think, is good for a hit today or general props. I have him on the plus 600 side, or the 1 to 1,000. Let's see. What do we get after the boost for Benintendi again? Plus 647, so slightly negative expected value by a couple percent points. But I do think that he is a good option at that value to get us to the 1 to 1,000 odds. That's the reason he's on the slip. You got to remember, for that challenge, we need to hit plus 100,000 odds on 4 legs. So you need somebody that's generally around the plus 600 level, and that's what Benintendi was. And I think that the White Sox will get a home run today on Dustin May, so he would be my best choice here with the highest probability. Miguel Vargas wouldn't be a bad second option, but his odds are much lower at plus 475, now plus 470. So it's a lot harder to get that done with Vargas there. We'd have to take somebody else out that we're more confident in. But Vargas today, low pitch mix, not really worth taking. Kyle Teal could be okay today if he has any lines out. I'm not sure that he does. Yeah, he does. Kyle Teal for general props could be good for a hit today. And then that's kind of it for the rest of the White Sox. On the Dodgers, Ohtani with an 8.51. He's very similar to Judge today in terms of you might as well just take him for like a double or something. But that being said, his home run odds are plus 144 right now on FanDuel. Look what we got him at. Our expected home run odds are plus 144. So he's fair value today. I just wouldn't take it. It doesn't really add anything to your slip. But he is fair value for a home run today. Surprisingly enough, that we have him at plus 144 on the model. So, yeah. Mookie doesn't match up too well against Savali, surprisingly. Freddie Freeman matches up really well. That's a great hits, runs, and RBIs play. Reminds me a lot of that Acuna leg, a guy who should be a very good option today for 2 hits, runs, and RBIs, or even multiple hits today. Will Smith, we called him out for a home run yesterday. Today he looks better just for general props like a hit or hits, runs, and RBIs. Teoscar I wouldn't touch. Wouldn't really touch any of these guys down here. Enrique Hernandez could be an okay long shot if he plays. I'm not sure that he will play, though. He is a 10 out of 10 matchup, but I would be surprised if he plays today. They'll probably put in someone else like Kim or someone, I don't know. Muncie's out, so they got to figure out what they're going to do at the bottom of the lineup here. And then Edmonds probably a fade, too. So Freeman for general props, outstanding. Will Smith for general props, pretty good. Shohei for anything today looks fair. You can take Shohei for anything today. It's fair. So, yeah. And then Game 10, Royals-Mariners. Royals-Mariners. We have Mariners minus 120 on the money line. Fair value. That's exactly what they're sitting at. So Book and I are in line with that one. Would you rather take Dodgers or Angels money line? Well, I just said I think the Dodgers at minus 295 is the worst line I've seen in a long time. So, with that being said, I'd rather take Angels. But yeah, Dodgers are not. I'll go back to it real quick one more time. I have the Dodgers priced at minus 140-ish. They're minus 295 on the line. That's like 20 points of negative expected value. Yesterday they were in the same spot and they almost lost the game. They got lucky and had a bottom of the 9th rally to win the game. Today, Royals-Mariners, really low-scoring game. Lugo versus Brian Wu. Nobody matches up really well against Lugo. On the other side against nobody matches up well against Brian Wu. So I would fade the Royals entirely today. And then against Seth Lugo, Raleigh is the best at a 6. His home run odds are not worth it. Canzone could be okay for a home run today. His pitch mix is really low, though, at a 3.72. 18% chance they hit a home run, plus 456. He's sitting at plus 560 on FanDuel. Maybe you take Canzone for a home run. I don't love it, just with that pitch mix being so low. But his splits versus righties are good. All of his home runs, 10% of his at-bats, 2.21 total bases per hit. But his matchup is pretty tough with a lot of the pitches that he throws, him being negative against. But he is good against the sliders. So if he gets a hanging slider, that could be the pitch he hits a home run on. But Lugo doesn't throw hangers. 1.65 runs above average with his sliders. Really good for a pitcher. So, but yeah, it would be Canzone would be the one guy that I would take for a home run in this game. And then outside of that, not really interested in much for general props. Like I said, we're looking at about 6.41 total runs projected here. Not a ton of offense to be had. So, nothing great. All right. Now let's look at the batters from a top-down perspective one more time. Once again, this is rudebets.com. This is subject to change. This data gets uploaded as lineups get announced. We do re-upload the lineups, and that changes projections and pitch mix ratings and all these different things, right? So make sure you guys come join the site. Code RUDE for 25% off. It's less than $1 a day. So Evans isn't starting pitcher. Evans? What do you mean Evans? I'm going to go back to single screen for this too so we can look top down. Do you remember that game last year versus the Rockies where the Dodgers came back down like 7 runs in the last inning? Yeah, I do. Dodgers, I don't know, man. They always get these lines that are like minus 300 when they should not be minus 300. But yeah, 10 out of 10 matchups today. It's really just Judge. Enrique Hernandez probably doesn't play. Acuna is really close with a 9.45. I do like that. Michael Busch. Can't touch Michael Busch today. What is this? 8.89 on the pitch mix, but he doesn't hit lefties. Oh, it's also going to be a Cantillo, which is like 1 inning. So I would ignore Michael Busch. Riley Green, one of my favorite batters of the day today. Shohei Ohtani, another great option. A lot of these guys for general props. Jose Ramirez with a 7. So these are all of our 7s and above, and our 8s and above is what we really love to see. So these are the only guys that are an 8 and above today. Home run wise, Caratini might not play, so probably going to be scratched. But then Ohtani and Green are the 2 there. We talked about Cam Smith. He almost hit 2 home runs yesterday. We really love Cam Smith today as well as a good long shot. Trout, home runner bust. Judge, not worth the value. You take Judge for something else like a double instead. Ward, home runner bust. Beck looks great for everything today. Joe Adell, home runner bust. Hunter Goodman, home runner bust. Paredes, home runner bust. Cal Raleigh, not worth the odds. Seiya Suzuki's pretty solid for everything today. And then, yeah, pretty big drop-off under the 20% mark. So, walks today. I like to take these walks. You guys know that. William Contreras for a walk. I really like that. Let's just see what his odds would be for a walk. William Contreras for a walk. You know, I love taking my batter walks. They're just so good of lines, and they hit way more than the break even. William Contreras for a walk. Plus 110. That's good value. So Cam Smith for a hit. Yeah, I think Cam Smith looks good for a hit today. Yeah, Cam Smith for a hit today looks pretty good. He had 3 yesterday. He does really well versus lefties, so yeah, I do like Cam Smith for a hit today. If we look at hits, Churrio's number 1 today for a hit, 1.67. Acuna, Judge, Beck, Green, Freeman, Kwan, Diaz, Ritter, Horner, Edwards, Suzuki. These are all the top guys for a hit. Every single one projected over a hit. This whole list. So, but these are the top guys for a hit today. As of now. This could change as lineups get changed, where guys fall in the order, all of that. So, all of this is subject to change, which is, once again, why it's a good reason to get access to the site so that you can see it once it's updated. But yeah. All right. I'm going to get this uploaded to the YouTube real quick. Let me go ahead and drop the YouTube link in the chat so y'all have it. You can rewatch any part that you want to see, or just to drop a subscription and support the channel as we grow it. There you go. All right. Good luck today. I hope I gave you guys a bunch of information. Drop a subscription on YouTube, like and comment, and peace out. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.